Let's go. 2, ready.
Steady, are you ready? What's going on? Steady, are you ready? Are you ready? What's going on? What's going on? We live at the top of the sky. There's no room for anything more. We sing your name we proclaim. Oh, 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 we live at the top of the sky. There's no room for anything more. We sing your name we proclaim. Oh, 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 Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another great episode of the Real Deal Uncensored Podcast. Once again, it's a late night motherfucking episode, but so fucking what? Niggas be having shit to do. Real niggas got real lives out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? So once again, we back with you. Another episode of the Real Deal motherfucking podcast. If you're with me tonight, check in from wherever you watching from, wherever you listening from, or whatever the motherfucking case may be tonight. Hope everybody had a good week, nice and productive week. You know, it was a long one for me, so I took it real light this weekend. Like I said, man, hope everybody had a great weekend. Great week, great weekend. Beautiful start to your day or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? If you're locked in with me right here, just check in with me one time wherever you watching from, man. Wherever you at, wherever you watching from, check in with me. Real Deal Podcast. We back on again. And that's that. So we're gonna get on track here, man. All right. So today we're gonna talk about accountability, man. Accountability. Something that a lot of people have a problem with, being accountable for things. Whether it's accountable for your actions, accountable for the things you say, accountable for the things that you do, which falls under your actions. Really, your actions can fall under anything when you start talking about being accountable. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like that we have a problem with being accountable for our actions. Humans, black, white, Mexican, whatever the case may be. A lot of times we have a problem with being accountable for the things that we've done. And by that, you know, that's a real toxic trait, because we be in denial about a lot of things. And I'm a big believer in karma. I'm a big believer in what goes around comes around. I'm a big believer in if you do good things come to you. I always say you can't have bad intentions and good things come out of things that have bad intentions. So a lot of the times we got to be accountable and have accountability for our actions or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? So like I always give you niggas a definition, because niggas be kind of slow. So I always give you slow ass niggas a motherfucking definition. So the definition of accountability is the fact or condition of being accountable or responsible. Responsible, accountability. A lot of things people suffer from that people aren't good at. One thing about me, I'm always accountable for my actions. I don't give a fuck what it is, what I've done. I've always been stand up and been accountable for my actions, no matter what the case may be. And a lot of times it seems the shittiest people or the people that's not accountable or the people that's not responsible are the most shittiest human beings in the world. And it's not a surprise. Because if you can't be accountable for your actions, if you can't be responsible for your actions, you're living in denial. That's just crazy. You living in denial. And it correlates to a lot of things in life, like we always talk about, from your everyday life to your job to your relationship with people to whatever. If you're not accountable for your actions, then what are you? What are you standing on? What are your principles? What are you living for if you're not accountable for your actions? An example, on your job, if you're not taking pride in what you do, if you're not showing up on time, if you're not doing your job, are you being accountable? No, they can't count on you. And you wonder why you can't get a raise. You wonder why you keep getting looked over for that promotion, because you don't have any accountability. So a person that doesn't hold himself accountable for things doesn't have a realistic outlook on life. A person always looking for excuses. I always tell everybody it's a fucking excuse. I don't deal with excuses. Fuck excuses. Make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Be accountable for your actions. I've always been accountable for my actions, even when I felt like it wasn't my fault. Me and one of my partners was having a discussion earlier today, and we was just talking about, you know what I'm saying, getting it out the mud. We was talking about taking a loss, and we was talking about, you know, bouncing back from certain things that you go through in your life. And like I told him, man, if anybody know about that, it's me. You know what I'm saying? If anybody know about bouncing back from obstacles in their life, it's me. I done bounced back from a lot of shit, but I was always accountable for my actions, you know? So I've always had a positive look about things. You know what I mean? Because if you can be accountable and you can take responsibility for things you've done in the past, whether you felt like it was your fault or not. Because a lot of times we have an option every day. Every day you wake up and get out of that bed, you got an option. You got an option whether you want to roll over and go back to sleep, or you got an option whether you want to get up and go about your day and have a great day. And I tell my kids that all the time, baby, you got options in this world. Now, what you do with your options is up to you. You have to be accountable for your options. Exactly. Own up to your own bullshit. And like I said, it might not even be your fault. It might not even be, you might not even be the reason why something happened to you. But at the end of the day, you had an option. And then things happen the way they happen. Accountability, taking responsibility. Accountability and responsibility goes hand in hand. So even though you make a mistake, you can still be accountable for your mistake and still be responsible for your mistake. You see what I'm saying? They kind of go hand in hand with each other. You know what I mean? So with that being said, a lot of times in order for you to come out of a stressful situation in your life or an obstacle in your way, you have to be accountable for that obstacle. You have to embrace that obstacle. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of things correlate to relationships, because that's all we got in this world. That's all we got in life is relationships. You know what I'm saying? Everyday life is a relationship. You have relationships with everybody. You got relationships with your next door neighbor, whether y'all dragging each other trash out, y'all taking turns, or whatever the case. You have relationships at your favorite gas station. I got a favorite gas station that I go to every morning, and I have a relationship with these people. I have a relationship with these. It feels like I know these people. It feels like I'm kin to these people because I see them every single day. So I have a relationship with them. Relationships just don't mean you have to be sexual or whatever the case may be like that with somebody. A relationship is, you know, how you interact with somebody. You know what I'm saying? So if you call yourself somebody's friend, if you call yourself, if you call yourself a friend to somebody, but you're really not a friend, you're really a snake. You're really doing snake shit. You really did some fuck shit to this person that you call a friend. You have to be accountable for your actions. And by you being accountable for your actions, it's owning up to what you did wrong or what you felt like that person deserved or whatever the case may be. Just being accountable for the things that go on in your life. A lot of the times, it's hard for people to be accountable for their actions and take responsibility upon their actions. So like I said, me and my partner was having this conversation, and we were just talking about how You know what I'm saying? How you can go through some shit and hit rock bottom. We was talking about getting it out the mud. That was really the topic of our conversation, getting it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing he said that stuck out to me is I had to own up to my bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He said that I had to do what I had to do in order to get out of the position I was in. So first he had to acknowledge what got him in that position. He had to be accountable for what got him there. So what got him there fueled him to get out of that position. You know, he didn't go into a depressed mode. He didn't go into a situation where it snowballed on him and it was, you know, it was bigger than what it had to be. You know what I'm saying? He used whatever he went through. He was accountable for his for his actions that got him there, and he used that as fuel to get him out of there. So the best teacher in life is what? Yourself, your mistakes, things that you've been through. So I run into a lot of people a lot of times that make excuses that are not accountable for the things that they've been through or the things that have happened to them. You know what I'm saying? So try that sometime. Try being accountable for your actions, even if you feel like it wasn't your fault. Because at the end of the day, we all have an option. We all have, you know, you have an option. Every day you wake up in the morning, you have an option to do whatever it is you want to do. You know what I'm saying? People say they hate their baby daddies, they hate their baby mamas, but you picked them. You know, I tell my homegirls that all the time. Oh, my baby daddy, a whole ass nigga, he this, he that, woo, this, and that, and the third. But you picked the nigga though. You know what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me you let a whole ass, bitch ass, whatever ass nigga fuck wrong? So what they say about you? Be accountable for your situation, own up to your situation, and do what you got to do. There's no use in crying over that shit. You know what I'm saying? I tell my homegirls that a lot, man. Y'all cry over the dumbest shit. You crying over things that don't even fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no use of crying over spilled milk. I don't want to hear about the baby pain. I don't want to hear about the labor pain. Let me just see the ugly ass baby. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. So that's just one thing I want to touch on tonight is trying to be accountable in all situations, man. Whatever the case may be, somewhere along the lines, you can take responsibility in that situation. Try that. Instead of pointing the finger at the next motherfucker because this nigga cheated on me, this bitch fucked this nigga on me, or whatever the case may be accountable for your actions. Okay, what did I do in this situation that I could have done different where I could have got a different reaction out of this situation? How can I be accountable for some things that happened in this situation that I can make different, that I could have done different? Because the best teacher in life is what? Yourself, your mistakes. If you ain't learning from your mistakes, listen, doing something over and over and over again and expecting the same result is insanity. That's crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So be accountable for the situation, whether you feel like it was your fault or not. Don't blame it on other things. Blame it on yourself. Take responsibility for whatever the case, whatever you've done. You know what I mean? Stop blaming shit on anxiety. Stop blaming shit on depression. Start taking accountability for the things that you've done and use that as fuel to get out of whatever situation you're in. Because at the end of the day, all you got is you. That's all you can depend on. You can only depend on you. Because ain't nobody gonna love you like you. Ain't nobody gonna give a fuck about you like you. You could be married for 20, 30 years or been with somebody for 5 or 6 years. That nigga still ain't gonna love you like you love yourself. So first and foremost, love yourself and be accountable for yourself. Because we all got options in this world. We all got options every single day. It's 1,000 ways to get to work. It's 1,000 ways for you to drive and get to work, but you pick one way to go every time. So if you have an accident on your way to work, what you got to say? Damn, I should have took the other way. Next time I'm going to stop going this way and I'm going to take this way. Instead of that shortcut on the narrow ass road, I'm going to take the main highway to get to work. You got options. Learn. Be accountable. Be accountable for your actions, man. A lot of niggas do not do that. A lot of niggas blame other niggas for situations that they in, when initially they put themselves in that situation. That's like a nigga out here hustling. Nigga, you out here hustling. You know what the fuck you out here doing. You know you taking penitentiary chances. You know you risking your freedom. But a nigga will get mad because a nigga snitched on him. But 9 times out of 10, you was doing business with this nigga. This nigga was your friend. You knew the nigga wasn't cut from the same cloth you was cut from. So you know what you got to do? You got to be accountable, and you got to take accountability for what you put yourself in. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that the nigga was snitching on you, because like I said, karma is a motherfucker. You know, if you out here doing wrong, 9 times out of 10, it's going to come back full circle. So you blaming another motherfucker, or you trying to find some way to make it where it wasn't your fault, it's just not realistic. Be accountable for your actions. If you cheated on bitches your whole life, then the bitch you thought that was the one cheat on you, that's karma for your motherfucking ass. So you got to be accountable for past actions. Not only present actions, but past actions. You might have to be accountable for some shit that happened 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? You might have to be accountable for some shit that happened way before in your past, because karma done came back and said, what's up now, 2 years later. But the best teacher in life is what? Learning from your mistakes. If you don't learn from your mistakes, I mean, we are forever evolving as human beings. I learn something every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? I got a small circle, but the circle I do have, we pick each other's brain and we challenge each other's thoughts. So I don't fuck with a lot of people, because a lot of people aren't on the level that I'm on, or thinking outside the box like I think outside the box. So why the fuck do I need to talk to you? You know what I'm saying? You know, people think they know you, but never had an intellectual conversation with you. That baffles me. How can you know somebody if you've never had a conversation with them? You've never spoke on different issues, or how you think about this issue or that issue or whatever, but all you know is he an asshole. I don't like him. He an asshole. Huh? You don't even know the view, the nigga. You don't even know his views on life. You don't know his views on politics. You don't know his views on global warming. You don't know nothing about the man. You know what I'm saying? Get to know people before you pass judgment on them. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say to you, man. That shit, that's another thing that baffles me about motherfuckers, bro. They think they know you because they friends with you on Facebook. Or they think they know you because they read your tweets or watch your story. Bitch, you don't know shit about a nigga by that. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't never had a face-to-face conversation, do you know a motherfucker? Oh, that's neither here nor there, but I'm just saying that's just for, let's get back to the issue at hand. Like I was saying, man, accountability is something that people not being accountable for their actions is something that a lot of people suffer from. And it be the most bullshit motherfuckers in the world. That's always looking for a way out, always got an excuse. Listen, people do what they want. People pay for what they want to have, and people make time for who they want to make time for. Excuses are like fucking assholes. Everybody got one, and they all motherfucking stink, and they all do the same motherfucking thing. You know what I'm saying? So people that make excuses for me are the most bullshit motherfuckers in the world. Because you're looking for a way out. You're looking for an excuse. You know what I'm saying? You're looking to place the blame on somebody else without placing the blame on yourself. If you can't hold yourself accountable, who can you hold accountable? If you can't be accountable for your own actions, you want to hold somebody else accountable? I don't understand that. I don't understand it. Whenever something happens, I always take the blame for it. I'm good at that. Even if I feel like it ain't my fault. Hey, well, I could have did this and did that. Maybe I should have done this. Maybe I should have did this, or whatever the case may be. I stopped making excuses a long time ago when I found out that shit doesn't matter. And a lot of times this can correlate to our run-ins with the police as African Americans. I hate to go down the race lane, but it is what it is. We have to be accountable for the way we interact with police. It was an incident that happened in Tyler with a 15-year-old little boy. It was a minute clip. But the whole thing I'm thinking the whole time, which people will say I'm a hoe ass nigga, is what led up to this. This is just a minute clip of the police slamming this young boy, putting him in handcuffs. But what led up to this? And is his parents going to make him be accountable for what happened before this? Or are they just going to look at the fact that, oh, they're slamming him. They're putting my son in handcuffs. They're doing this and that. Well, what the fuck did he do? Because I'm pretty sure they didn't rush him and slam him for no goddamn reason. So is his parents gonna make, if he told the police, fuck you, suck my dick, is his parents gonna make him be accountable for that? Because we all know as African Americans, we play by a different set of rules than everybody else. And that's just that. It ain't no secret. There's no secret to it. It is what it is. We play by a different set of rules. So are we going to be accountable for our actions? Because we know as black and brown people, it's different. Everything's different from us. It's different for us. And that's one thing I tell my kids all the time. You have to be accountable for your actions. You got to take responsibility for what you've done and what you're doing. If not, fucking stop doing it. But shut the fuck up and take what's coming to you. Because one thing about it, karma's a motherfucker. And it comes around 2 times harder, man. It comes around 2 times harder. So start being accountable for your actions. Start taking responsibility for some situations, even if you feel like the situations ain't your fault. Even if you feel like it's bullshit. Be accountable for it. Because the best thing we can do from all different kinds of situations is learn from them and do better next time. My grandma used to tell me all the time, son, if you knew better, you'll do better. If you knew better, you would do better. It is hard to argue with that. It's hard to argue with that. So with that being said, man, I know it's late, man. We ain't gonna sit here and do this all night. You know what I'm saying? Just getting this out here, man. So like I said, man, be accountable for your actions. Take responsibility for your actions. You'll be surprised how you might come out in that situation, how it might feel you to do better. You know, I can sit up here and talk about myself and talk about some situations I've been in and this and this and that, but who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'll give you one thing. Okay, so young lady I was dealing with at one time, you know what I'm saying? We were breaking up. It was a long relationship or whatever the case may be. So I go to pick my baby up from the gas station. We meet at the gas. Well, we met at our mama's house. I go over there to get my baby. Woo. We talking. We get in a heated discussion. You know, we just breaking up. It's fresh. We ain't even been broke up a month. We get in a heated discussion. She say some shit. I say some shit. I grab the baby, put the baby in the car. She zoom off. So you know what I do? Take my good black happy ass and zoom right behind her. She pull up in the store. I pull up in the store. We arguing like a motherfucker out there. Woo. She try to walk away. I grab her arm. She snatch away. So what I do, I grab her cell phone out of her back pocket. So then she trying to get her cell phone. I'm reaching it up so she can't get it. She swiping it. Get my shit. Blah, blah, blah. Making a big scene at the gas station, man. It was a hood gas station too. Bitch was hood. I thought I was safe. I didn't think they had no cameras. Motherfuckers had HD cameras, high definition, infrared, glow in the dark, 3D. The cameras was immaculate. I don't know. It was a hood gas station, but the camera system cost more than the fucking gas station. I don't know what the fuck. You know what I'm saying? So I take a phone, whatever, woo. You know what I'm saying? I give it back to her. I leave. You know, next thing she do, she called me telling me she gonna press charges. I'm like, press charges on what? I ain't do shit. You can't press charges. You know, I'm letting my nuts hang. Fuck you. Blah, blah, this and that. Press charge. Call the law. Man, motherfucker, press charges on me because this is what made me leave Smith County. Motherfucker press charges on me, man. Detective called me, asked me a bunch of questions. Woo. 2 days later, I'm like, man, y'all ain't got shit. I ain't hit her. I ain't do this and I ain't do that. He said, oh, no, Mr. Thompson, you grabbed her arm. He said, anytime you touch somebody without their consent, that's assault, sir. You grabbed her arm and you took her cell phone. So we could charge you with theft of property. We don't know. Them hoes try to charge me with theft of property, criminal mischief, assault, family violence, all that shit. The detective told me, sir, if you would have spit on her, that's assault. I said, man, these motherfuckers tough, dog. So I had 3 charges pending, man. I had to get a lawyer, cost me all type of money, all this and that, all because I couldn't control myself. But you know what I did? I took responsibility for my actions. And I said, I never should have followed that motherfucker to the store, and I never should have touched her. I never should have grabbed her arm. I never should have did none of that. I never cried about none of that. I never complained about none of that. I took responsibility for all my actions, and I said, hey, I made a mistake, but you know what? I learned my lesson. So the next time a bitch touch me, I'm calling the motherfucking police. Bitch, you're going to jail. So anytime a bitch get active with me and get kind of loud and all that, I'm gonna ask her, hey, do you got bail money? If you ain't got no fucking bail money, leave me the fuck alone, because I'm calling the cops. Say what you want to say, because when you put the fucking police in a nigga life, nigga, that's worse than whooping somebody's ass, because that's a long-lasting effect. You know what I'm saying? It take a lot to get that shit off your record. Because once you get booked in, nigga, that's on there. Whether you get charged for that shit or whether you don't, it's on your motherfucking record, bro. So whenever you go apply for a job or whatever the case, they do a background check on you, it's going to come up, you've been arrested for this, and this. What's that, sir? What's that about? You know what I'm saying? So I learned from that situation, I ain't touching shit. You know what I'm saying? I damn near want to slap a bitch ass when I'm hitting from the back nowadays, man. You just never know. You know what I'm saying? You just never know what type of mood the bitch is. The bitch be done called the laws on you. He slapped me on the ass without my permission. Bitch, we was fucking. What the fuck you talking about? But listen, I learned that's just a prime example of a mistake that I made, and I learned from that mistake. And you know what I did? I got the fuck up out of motherfucking Smith County. Try to railroad a nigga with all them goddamn charges, man. I got a cousin got the same goddamn assault family violence charge, and that nigga there had $100 bond. Well, he had $1,000 bond. We took $120 down there and got him out. Nigga, I had a $15,000 bond on that stupid ass shit. All them goddamn charges. I know niggas got dope cases. They ain't have nothing but a $10,000 bond. Caught with crack. With crack. I had a $15,000 bond, man. And had to go down there and bond out on that shit. And was in that bitch for 13 motherfucking hours. I was in there for 13. I already had a bond. I already had everything paid. Woo-woo. They slow rolled me for 13 hours. I had to see. Now, a mistake I made that took 5 to 10 minutes cost me so much money. It cost me $1,500 to get out of jail. It cost me $1,500 for a retainer fee for a lawyer that's up front. And all it cost me $3,500. They wound up dropping 2 charges. I had to sit on that assault family violence charge, and it's going to cost me $2,500 to get that shit expunged off my record after 5 years, after I have not gotten in any more trouble after 5 years. So a situation that I should have just let be, cost me that much money, cost me my freedom, cost me money, cost me, I had to go to anger management. and that was funny within itself. Had to go to anger management, had to pay for that, had to pay Crime Stopper fee, had to pay probation fees. I had to piss test. That cost $25 every time they piss test me. I never once complained. I never once fucking complained. All I did was say, hey, next time I know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk away. You can't pay me to touch a bitch nowadays. You know what I'm saying? It ain't worth it, bro. It's not. I might joke all the time. Who slap the shit out the bitch? I ain't touching nothing, nigga. I ain't touching no nigga. Better yet, nigga gotta touch me first before I do anything. Because, man, I'm telling you, when motherfucker press them charges on you, that's some serious shit. But I was accountable for my actions. I took responsibility for my actions. And that's the key to life right there, man. So take responsibility for your actions, be accountable, and watch how your life change. Your life will be better. Use it as fuel. Any negativity. Hey, peace out. Real Deal Podcast. Got another episode coming Thursday. Got a special guest coming through. If she show up, she gonna show up for me. But I got another special guest coming through for Halloween special shit. So, hey, thank y'all for rocking with me. Hey, appreciate y'all. Good night.